Oh, it is going. Okay. So, got this idea, see? It's me. Anyway, I was thinking I would love to be a superhero. Remember when I used to want to be a superhero? Remember when I used to think I was Wonder Woman's little sister? Back when I was still skinny and cute and young. And I would fix so many things. Goes right along with me wanting to run for president. And I can't just things aren't clicking. But I'm believing it's getting closer, but it's just not. I could use some teamwork. Anyway, I thought about how many Benjamins I need to get this thing going. I need transportation. I need, transportation is going to hold out. I need a team. I need a campaign manager. I need all these people. And in the old days, you didn't get paid to be part of a party. You were a volunteer. Like there's a little stipend for gas and lodging and food, but it wasn't a career. It's not like the DNC and the RNC now. It wasn't like that. It was a temporary thing, as the Constitution and the founders intended it to be. And you would volunteer your time to see your nominee succeed. That was what it was about. And I'm like, the only thing holding me right back right now is the Benjamins. The darn money. And I thought, I only need 30 Benjamins to get the transportation thing taken care of. I wonder if I can find 30 people named Benjamin. Not so they can carry me around. So I got this idea. This would be a permanent thing, not as a political party, but as a fundraiser in general, right? At first for the campaign, but after that, to do good. So we can be superheroes. And I was thinking, the way to be a superhero and become president is to start this thing. Teamwork, right? We all chip in. And then afterwards, I got plenty of Benjamins. So will some of you. And I'm thinking, this club will be called All About the Benjamins. And everybody in it has to have a name that has Ben or Benjamin in it, or a derivative of Benjamin, or it means the same thing that the name Benjamin means. Well, as a member, you can be your real name. You don't have to be born Benjamin whatever. But the name Ben or Benjamin would be your club name, right? Or Binyamina, right? Binyamin, Benny, not Bernadette, that's Bern, but Benedina, I don't know. Ben's got to be in there. You can make up whatever you want as long as it's not like offensive or kind of keep it family oriented, but some fun name that Benjamin's in somehow, Ben or Benjamin. And members only. And once we get my campaign launched, then we look at each member, make sure their life's good, make sure they're reaching all their goals. And then we start spreading out to each of the Benjamins communities, right? And like that's what's missing. Everybody taking care of each other just because we're fellow human beings and we want everybody to be happy. Like when you were a little kid, that was pretty much most kids, you wanted everybody to be happy. Even if some of the other kids thought you didn't, you really did. Maybe you're just a social klutz. Maybe you thought they would want that, but they don't like what you like, right? But now We're adults. We're American citizens. We can help each other and make this country really rock, okay? And I'm the one that coined that phrase that a certain candidate likes to use in a chat, and he took it and he ran with it. But I don't think I meant the same thing he means, and I certainly didn't mean that it should get people divisively clashing with each other over ideologies. I was thinking, bring everybody together, make everybody happy, live and let live, join together in a common cause kind of a thing, right? I don't see why we can't just all be pursuing the same goal and see who wins, like a marathon or something. I don't know. My point is, it starts here. It starts now. This is the only one that's open to everybody. You're going to have to go find... It's all about the Benjamins, and join as a member. And there's a membership fee, which is one Benjamin. Right? Just to get started on here. And it'll be like our annual fee. It'll be kind of like any of those civic clubs. I've been a member of a couple of them. But with a little more warm fuzzy. A little more, a stranger is just a friend you haven't met yet kind of an attitude. With caution. I'm not saying be reckless and there's nobody out there that you have to be worried, careful about, but I think we've gotten to a point where we're on tilt, right? I think we've taken it a little too far. The caution has gotten to the point of paranoia, and I'm just over it. And when anybody needs help, nobody wants to help them unless they're in their club or in their religion or in their group. And that's not what America's all about. My mask keeps falling down. I guess my nose isn't big enough. Anyway, so that's all. That's what I want to do. I want to run for president still with my adult colored hair. It hasn't been honey colored since I was a little kid, but my natural hair. And I'll wear the purple jacket if you want, because red and blue makes purple. It's about unity. That's how I see it. But it's more about us and the flag and what the flag's for. Our flag is our reminder that we are promising to be loyal to each other. And loyalty isn't just about standing with elbows locked against the enemy at the border, okay? That is a thing because sometimes it can get pretty dangerous. I'm not trying to downplay that. But it's not just about combat mode, okay? It's also about, you see somebody struggling. They're new to the area. They're used to living in a warmer state. And it's about to be full-on winter with snow. And you see what you can do to get them some clothes. Because you can tell they just got here. It's rough in the town. Once you get established, you're good. It's a good place to be. But just like anywhere, it takes a little while. And when you first get to a new place, you got to rebuild your network. You got to reconnect. Even if you have family or friends there that let you stay with them until you get established, it still takes a little time to wiggle into your little slot, right? And the money doesn't always reach. Even if you're earning $100,000 a year, which in this town, not a lot of those jobs. But even if you're earning like that, you got all these new costs and expenses, and something's going to happen. Your car dies, it's time for a new car. This happens, time for that. Or, all these crazy unexpected expenses, or suddenly somebody needs your care. Something's always going to happen, right? And it's our job as human beings. Every religion has taught this, and people that don't have a religion feel this way. I've listened to people talking. I've read stories that are about this kind of thing, human compassion. You see it, do something. You don't need to always be arm's length charity. I mean, with caution. You're not going to walk into a dangerous situation unless you're a superhero. This is such a funny thing to bring up. But you're not going to jump in there unless you're a firefighter or a cop or military or whatever. You're going to go with what your skills are, with your instinct, right? But there's ways to get around that and make sure that the money goes where you want it to go, or the food goes where you want it to go, or the first aid kit or whatever, right? The lawnmower, who knows, right? You just do it in a safe manner. There's all kinds of ways, right? But you make sure what you saw needs taken care of gets taken care of. You don't leave it to some group, because I've had my experiences with that. When I was flush, I was never rich, but when I was flush, I was fluent. My money was rotating properly and moving, and I would donate to these groups. I'm like, oh, think of all the people that I'm helping. And then when I had my little speed bumps, right, and I needed their help, they got shelves of food all up there behind them at the counter, and I'm filling out this form just to get some help with a power bill or a bag of groceries, and they're saying we don't have anything. And you're like, what? And then you find out they help people in their ethnic group, but they won't help anybody. The skin doesn't match. Or they only help people that are their religion, Come on. Jesus said, love everyone. Or, other groups, like not just certain Christians, other groups, Muslims, like Buddhists, I've seen this. Scientologists, oh God, those guys. Let's not get into that. Okay, but I'm saying there's so many groups of religions that, unless it's charity day or whatever, you can't go to them and ask for help. Even if they're the closest to you and you have no way to get to the other side of town to where your religion is or where your group is, right? They won't help you. But you've donated to them and they've thanked you for it. You've got receipts, man, right? Even if you don't have receipts, God has the receipts. And here you are needing their help and they don't help you. That ain't okay. Not in my book. And maybe that's why God put me through those situations, because he wanted me to see that, the money you're giving to these people is not getting to the people that you have seen with your own eyes that need the help. Even though it's a local group or a chapter of a larger group, but they're supposed to help the locals, and it doesn't go there. And you can go in any day of the week and they still have all those rows and rows of food, groceries, canned goods, non-perishables, and then they've got rows and rows of blankets and rows and rows of clothes and shoes just stacked on these shelves. And it's not going anywhere unless they need it or somebody in their group needs it. And it depends on who's working for that group, that charity group, right? That emergency relief group, to get the help. Like, each of those people will only help people that they think deserve it, and it's always going to be their group, right? Even though they're not supposed to do that, even though you can prove you genuinely have the need, they won't help you. And I didn't believe it. I'd heard a few people say that, and I didn't believe it. And I just felt like way back, it was only a few years ago, less than a decade, but I felt like that was so against what all these groups teach, too. And the mottos of the charity groups are supposed to be secular, non-religious oriented, disaster relief and stuff. And here they are playing little funny games. And I don't care what their excuse is. It's not okay. So I think it's time to start doing this all about the Benjamins. It'll help me get there where I can use my knowledge, my constitutional knowledge, my legal prowess, because I do have some. I was going to go a different route at one point and got there and it didn't match what I thought it was going to be. The picture didn't match the description. Spent so 20 years doing that anyway. Didn't climb any higher with it like I was gonna, because I didn't like what I saw when I got there. But irregardless of the fact that I'm sacrificing 4 years of privacy, and irregardless of the fact that I'm going to be way out there where everybody's looking at me, not that I got anything to hide, I like my privacy, man. I like my privacy. But I don't like the candidates they're presenting. I don't like that they ignore certain things because the group that they're in doesn't want them to focus on that. I don't like that it seems like certain individuals in each of these parties is happy to piecemeal out our country, is happy to compromise certain rights depending on which one of them you're talking about. Most of them are still pro-US. Most of them are still pushing for what the real New World Order was, and that there would be no dictatorships, no royalty, nobody that's more important than anybody. That's what a constitutional republic is. Constitutional republic. That means republic. Republic means rule by the people, right? The people rule. And the Constitution is the highest law of the land. It says it in the body of it, those exact words. It shall be the highest law of the land. In other words, nothing can be put above the Constitution. That other laws are going to be written in the future to focus on different times and such, but they cannot ever take away the Bill of Rights. They cannot ever take away rights of people that are natural, that might have been forgotten to be recorded in the Constitution. Right? It says that it's protected in there. That no citizen group or particular citizen or religion can be put above another religion. That freedom of religion is respected, but religion may not govern. And the government may not oversee religion. They're two separate things. That the religion you choose to have is your choice. That no other religion can say you must follow this, and that the government can't say that this is a religion. That you can't make special laws for different groups of people. That everybody follows the same laws. I mean, there's some things that are going on that are very alarming to me. That violate everyone's rights. Even if you think that you're in one of these privileged groups and it doesn't affect you, it will. Sooner or later, it will. And there's a little secret about George Washington, but I'm not going to share it here. Undercover boss comes to mind. A few people know this secret. A few of us do. But it's become brushed under the rug, like trying to say that Betsy Ross wasn't a real person. She's on people's family tree. I mean, the nerve. That's like saying a certain religious leader doesn't exist or wasn't a good person. And I know certain people in these religions would flip out if they heard that. I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to name names. But anybody watching this would know what I'm talking about, no matter what group they're in. You don't mess with cats, you don't mess with kids, and you don't mess with people's family or their ancestors. You don't mess around with their religion. Isn't there a saying, too, that you don't talk about religion or politics in a regular everyday setting? I mean, there's certain times when it's called for, when it's necessary even. But that's something that's been getting messed with, and it should not be. I don't care how large your religious group gets. You don't get to tell other Americans what religion they're going to follow. That's un-American. If you don't like it, you can leave. And you don't get to change our laws to reflect your religion. It's in the Constitution. Congress shall pass no law which supersedes the Constitution. Period. So, put on your superhero mask and come with me if you believe in what I'm saying. The Bill of Rights should be protected. Not just the ones that are popular right now, but all of them. All of them. That would be my mission and my goal once I sit behind the Resolute desk. It's to make sure that any laws that try and put themselves over the Constitution or water it down or get rid of your civil rights, the Bill of Rights, are corrected or eliminated. That there is a way to get done what people want to do unless it violates civil rights, and they don't need to threaten people's freedoms in order to have what they want. I won't say there's more than one way to skin a cat in reference to this. I said it, but not in reference to this. I will say there's more than one way to get to the moon. And, I'm not trying to hide from anybody. I just thought this was a funny thought. Okay? Let's all be some superheroes. Let's all save the day together. Because that's what America's about. The United States of America is about everybody working together, no matter what color they are, no matter what gender they are, no matter what religion they are or aren't. It's okay if you don't have a religion. That's in the Constitution too. What is important is that you treat your fellow citizens properly and that you are loyal. That flag means something to you and it means the right thing. That everybody's here together. We're in the same boat, rowing together down the river or up the river, I don't care. But we're rowing together. We're cooperating. And nobody's going to push anybody off the boat unless that person goes stark raving mad and is causing problems. Right? As long as everybody acts like a decent human being, we're in this boat together. That's what all those stars and stripes mean. So, I pledge allegiance to the flag. It's right over there. You're not seeing it, but it's right over there. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America. That means all of you out there. And to the republic, the people, the body politic, my fellow citizens, and to the republic for which it stands. That flag stands for this republic. One nation under God. Even if you're a Mason and you believe you are your God, or if you're an atheist and you think that God's imaginary, you still acknowledge that we're one nation, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And that you're loyal to everybody else. that's in this country, pays taxes, has citizenship here, right? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands. That means me, you, and everybody. One nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And that means that nobody gets out of obeying the law. It also means that everybody gets the same benefits and the same rights as everybody else. Doesn't matter how much money they have or don't have. You can look at it two ways. Either we're all royalty or we don't believe in royalty. But there's nobody that isn't royalty then. So, I want to have fun. Yes, I want to run for president. Yes, I want to win. Yes, I want to save the Constitution. Yes, I want to save our way of life. And make sure that our children and grandchildren and great-grandchildren and whatever can continue to have this way of life. Maybe more like it was in the 70s and 80s. Because from my perspective as a Gen Xer, the finances, the economy was better back then. If I could go to the store and buy a candy bar and a soda with a quarter and get 11 cents back, the economy was better. If me and my brothers could decide to have a party and buy some coconuts and some penny candy and some sodas with a couple of bucks and some change and watch a TV movie, because I didn't used to have VHSs yet, or DVD players, or Netflix. You had to watch whatever the channel programmed. But we knew a movie was coming on and we wanted to have a little party and we wanted to buy our own snacks. And we did. With a couple of bucks and some change. Our pocket money. Kids' pocket money. The economy was better in the 70s. Don't lie. And in the 80s, wasn't as cheap to get things, but it wasn't like it is now. I remember when my dad hit the roof because a gallon of gas suddenly cost $1. What we wouldn't give for gas to cost $1 now. And I think that the electric vehicles out there are better than we are being allowed to believe, because certain people in oil know this, but they want to get the maximum amount of money out they can before we run out of oil or before they convert over. They're using that money to fund putting up windmills all over Texas and other places. The same people saying, no, electric's not viable, are the same people driving Teslas and the new Fords and GMCs and stuff and putting up windmills. So, to increase the power grid with non-fossil fuel methods, including coal. After I got tired of being in law office, I went and got a CDL and drove a truck for a while. And I saw this with my own eyes. Windmills are going up all kinds of places that you wouldn't think. So all this talk about how dangerous they are and how bad they are, evidently, the people saying it are speaking out of both sides of their mouths. So, yeah. I mean, there's a whole bunch of stuff. There's lists of things I'd like to fix, and I don't know how much I can cram into 4 years. And I'm sure you guys have thought of things I haven't. I want to be a president that actually listens to people. And I want that comment line to actually be for leaving comments. Have you called that lately? You can't leave a comment, not even a positive comment. The comment line is not for leaving comments. She actually said that to me, that chick that answered the phone. The comment line isn't for comments. Okay. I don't know what planet you come from. But where I come from, the comment line is for comments. Anyway, so go find the members only channel. It's all about the Benjamins. Membership is $100 a year. We're starting with $100 each. And these are going to be the people that are my campaign manager, my fundraisers, and later on in my cabinet. I want regular people in my cabinet. Regular people that have to live and work a normal lifestyle at a normal job, that know what's really going on down there and aren't going to feed me a bunch of lies so they can further their agenda. Doesn't mean I'm going to stop listening to the people that are wealthy, people that are already up on top, because they got wisdom too. Everybody's in this together, remember? I'm just saying it shouldn't be all this or all that group or all the other group or all that group. I'm saying everybody together. The world is round. And we're the Benjamins, remember? And then after I get elected, this group is going to continue. And this group is, even if I don't get elected, this group is going to continue. And we're going to, each of us, go out there, the members, the Benjamins, and we are going to, find little things that need working on. Finding little groups that need our help. Finding neighborhoods that need elevating. And we're going to help them get elevated. Because they're Americans too. And if some of them aren't Americans, we're going to help them become Americans, because you got to be a member. You got to pay to play. You got to be a member of this country if you want to vote. You got to be a member of this country if you want certain things. I mean, there's natural civil liberties, but there's certain things that should be for those that were born here, that pay taxes here, that work here. And I would make sure that happens too. So come on, join my cause. Become a Benjamin. Find a mask if you want to, or yeah, you don't have to. I just thought it'd be funny for this video. Maybe there's a day where we dress as superheroes and go to a children's hospital. Find out what they like and fly away and then bring it back to them. I don't know. It's all kinds of ideas. That's what I want to do, though. Whether I become president or not, but my primary goal right now is to become president, be a superhero for you, for this country, and fight for everybody, not just people in my group. Peace out.